Bobby Scott has done all of the quarterbacking so far for the New Jersey Generals in the white uniforms. Chuck Fairbanks, the coach there. And Dave Jacobs is coming out now to kick off for New Jersey to start the second half of play. Mike Fox will be one of the deep men for Los Angeles, and Lonnie Turner will be the other. Tampa Bay defeating, well, we had a wrong score. We had a wrong score earlier. This Tampa Bay beat Boston by a score of 21-17. So we thought that Boston, by the score that was given to us at halftime, that Boston had won it, but not so Tampa Bay. Steve Spurrier's team pulls it out. And Los Angeles now, as Mike Fox accepts the ball well up the field on a short kick by Dave Jacobs, and they're going to have pretty good field position up around the 29-yard line. Just starting the third quarter of play. And Tom Ramsey goes out to start the second half for Los Angeles. Mike Ray had started the ball game, the 9-year veteran, but it's Tom Ramsey, the rookie, with Tony Bodie and LaRue Harrington lined up behind him. Wide people to Kevin Williams and Mr. Hayes, and it's first down. Los Angeles from their own 29. They lead by 4. It is right now a 6-man front for New Jersey. The ball is given to Bodie. Bodie slashes up to about the 34 for a 5-yard pickup. Richard Murray brings him down for the Generals. The offensive front for Los Angeles, a bunch of big guys. Let's run them down quickly. Gus Coppins weighs in at 285, a tackle. Mike Fields, a guard, 278. Carl Allen, a center, 250. Charles Pitcock, 270 at guard. Wayne Fa'alafua, 285 at tackle. And Mike Sherrod and Ricky Ellis sharing the tight end position. They're both big at about 238. Kevin Williams in motion on second down and 5 for Los Angeles, and Ramsey on a roll, sets and fires, and he bounces the ball in front of the intended receiver, Mr. Hayes. He had Hayes wide open and just did not hit him.
Just not enough on his arm that time, Keith. I know he's very disappointed with himself. No reason why he couldn't have completed that pass.
So it'll be third down and 5. The defensive unit for New Jersey: Lockett, Watts, Murray, Weddington, Schote, Mathis, and Kostick. The secondary: Daniels, Noel, Moody, and Williams. Los Angeles 1 out of 4 at third down conversion so far in the ball game. And they're double wide. Now flex the tight end out as well. And Ramsey back. Gets his pass away, intended for Anthony Davis. And Davis had turned inside, tried to go back to the field to play to get the ball and could not reach it. And so Ramsey comes out in the first offensive series of the second half, and he cannot move the team for a first down. Glenn Walker will come in now to punt on fourth down. And Thomas Lott will go deep to return it. First punt by Walker today was 27 yards. That one's a little better. Lott backs up, calls a fair catch back at the 23-yard line of New Jersey. 13-9 ball game. New Jersey's first possession of the second half after a 44-yard punt by Glenn Walker.
I know Glenn Walker's happy about that punt as we run down the stats for the first half. At the end of the first quarter, it was the LA Express who was behind in all the statistical areas, but they've made a comeback, gaining more yards in rushing and in closing the gap in passing. But they've had consistent ball control throughout the game.
As New Jersey starts the second half of play, it's Dwight Sullivan, the fullback, carrying the ball wide and being thrown out of bounds up around the 26 by Dennis Edwards. And Larry Coffey opens at the other running back spot. Herschel Walker, who started the ball game, does not start the second half of play, standing there on the sidelines watching. I don't think it'll be too long before we see him, but Larry Coffey is a young man who had earned his spot on this football team, and he's a good one, out of West Virginia Wesleyan. They're giving him some time to get some confidence, get some experience, get the nerves out of his body. Second down and about 6. And a penalty flag is thrown by the linesman as, again, Dennis Edwards has got his head in there to make the defensive play for Los Angeles. So let's see about the penalty. Must be against Los Angeles. Bobby Scott, the New Jersey quarterback, was applauding. It is offside. LA. The offensive unit for New Jersey is Bobby Scott at quarterback. He's gone all the way today. Larry Coffey, Dwight Sullivan, Larry Brodsky, a wide man, and Tim McConaughey, another wide receiver. The offensive front, Brian Millard, a rookie out of Texas, 282. McMillan, a guard, 260. Hall, 256. Harris, 269, the other guard. Murtha, 261. And Victor Hicks, who's been very active in the ball game, at tight end with Herschel Walker, now going on to the field. And lines up as the I-back for New Jersey. Second down and very short. Walker with the ball. And has his legs taken from under him at the line of scrimmage by Ron Sewell, inside linebacker, a 230-pounder out of Portland State, but Herschel's got the first down. David Trout, we're told, has kicked a 50-yard field goal at the close of the half. The Philadelphia leading Denver now by a score of 10-0, as you see the numbers on Walker today. First down, New Jersey. Coffey back in the lineup, goes in motion. Bobby Scott to throw it. He's got Coffey. He hits him right on the numbers, and Larry is wrestled down after about a 7-yard pickup by Scotty Byers, who had a big interception for Los Angeles at the close of the half.
That was a nice route there by Coffey. He swings out to the outside and just hooked it up on the sideline. It's this kind of play where it gives the quarterback, if he gets the time, a chance to look downfield, knowing he's got a little safety valve there on the sideline.
Bobby Scott now 11 out of 15 for 95 yards. And it's second down and about 3 for New Jersey. The ball is at the 42. Scott gives the ball to Sullivan. The big guy from North Carolina State is at midfield, runs hard. Did the ball come loose? Yes, it did. And Los Angeles has it. Al Burleson comes out of the stack with it. So, New Jersey opened the ball game with a turnover, and now they open the second half in their first possession with a turnover. 12:24 to go. Los Angeles has the football at their own 49, leading 13-9. New Jersey's third turnover.
There's Dwight Sullivan getting handoff, and he's getting pushed to the outside right here. Now he's going to hit a gang of tacklers, and we don't see exactly where the ball pops loose. But there it is. There it is. It pops right down between his legs, and Burleson is right there. Opportunistic young man that he is.
And it's first down, Los Angeles at their own 49. Wilbert Haslip and Anthony Davis are the setbacks for the Express, as Haslip going in motion. Tom Ramsey at quarterback, and they give it to Anthony Davis, and A.D. gets a couple of yards as he gets it over to the 48.
A.D. came into training camp at about 180 pounds, 184 pounds. When he had played professionally for the Jets, Tampa, and Houston, L.A., they always wanted him to play a lot heavier. He felt it slowed him down quite a bit, but now he felt stronger, and he was actually a long shot to make this ball club, but I think a lot of hard work got him a spot on this team.
Second down, 8, picked up 2. Ball on the 48-yard line. Ramsey on a roll. He's got a man going deep, goes short. And Kevin Williams can't bring it down. Kevin Williams couldn't bring it down inbound. Pro rule, 2 feet. Right here, let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
WTEN Channel 10, Albany, WCDC Channel 19, Adams, Massachusetts.
The incomplete forward pass.
Anthony Davis makes a great block there on Richard Murray. Gives Ramsey a little more time to get to the outside, and he finds Kevin Williams between a couple of defenders. And in this league, you only have to have 1 foot in. He is actually in. He has 2 feet in. And that is a bad call by the official. 2 feet in for sure.
We'll look at it again. Maybe he didn't have possession. That pass is caught. Finally, Mr. Hayes gets a chance to make a catch in traffic as the speedster from Mississippi Valley State was flying down the sidelines, and Ramsey hit him on the numbers.
They're very high on Mr. Hayes. They believe him to be a player who can make the big play. And look, he gets that speed. He catches his ball knowing there's a secondary man right in his face that can make a great hit. Great concentration holding on to the football there.
That's a heck of a pass, Coach Tony.
Very excellent pass to get it between those 2 defenders.
And it's first down at the New Jersey 24. Kevin Williams goes in motion for Los Angeles. Ramsey still has it. Goes in the corner. Touchdown to Mr. Hayes. Well, it really doesn't matter whether the call on the sideline was right or wrong, or whether or not the man did miss it.
Not at this
Los
point.
Angeles sticks in the end zone. Where in the world was the New Jersey defense?
Well, with that play action, I think the play action froze him quite a bit, Keith.
Froze them. They took him out of town. There was nobody around. Vince Abbott. High, plenty of leg, and good. And so at 10 minutes and 51 seconds to play in the third quarter, Los Angeles stretches its lead out to 20-9 on a bullet from Tom Ramsey to Mr. Hayes. We'll be right back. Right now, let's go to Tim Brent.
With Mr. Hayes, the touchdown maker, tell us about the play.
Well, that was one of my favorite pass patterns out of the post corner, which I do real well. And accidentally, I kind of faked the cornerback out of his shoe.
Did you see him fall down?
No, I was kind of like concentrating on the ball.
Okay, back up to you, Keith.
Faked him out of his shoe. All right, Los Angeles will kick off. L.A. leading New Jersey by a score of 20-9. Abbott hits it, short kick. Thomas Lott comes up, takes it on the 15. Gets a hole up the middle, and Thomas comes out to about the 40. So here's New Jersey now with good field position, and when they have had that kind of field position, they've been able to do something with it. They're trailing now by 11 points. And Bobby Scott out on the field to see what he can do here as the Los Angeles defensive unit seemingly is gathering confidence. They're playing with a little more abandon.
Much more aggressive than they played in the first quarter.
Come on, dude!
From the 39, Scott back to throw it. Brodsky going deep, deflected at the line of scrimmage, and almost intercepted. Big number 57 diving in there, trying to get a hold of it. That's Dan Luke, another rookie out of North Carolina State. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Here we see Hayes, who's coming inside now. There was great play action inside that froze that corner. Then by the time he realized that it was a pass coming to the outside, he was in poor position, causing him to slip and fall down, allowing Hayes to make the 24-yard catch for the touchdown.
And penalty. So against New Jersey.
So when Hayes says he faked him out of his shoes.
Illegal procedure or motion. 5 yards, backs him up to the 34, where it'll be first down and 15. Penalties now, New Jersey 5 flags, 30 yards. Los Angeles 3 flags, 20 yards. Over the middle. That's Victor Hicks again. So Bobby Scott and Victor Hicks still have the connection going pretty well.
They still have it, and they're going back to something they did earlier in the game. When a defense spreads out, they're playing too deep. He's just looking for a little open seam between the linebackers. That time the linebackers were fairly close, but Bobby Scott put a little zip on the ball, and he came up with the catch. Victor Hicks.
Well, Victor is 6'3", 256. So you get him back in there against a 185-pound strong safety, he's going to win most of the time. Second down and about 6. Scott loops it to the sidelines, and it is incomplete. Intended for Mike Freedy. Freedy was good size, too, 6'3", 205. He lost his footing a bit as he made his cut going to the sidelines and never really caught up on the pattern. Pass was pretty well thrown. So it'll be third down for New Jersey, and the Generals are 2 out of 4 in third down conversions. We've got 9:50 to play in the third quarter. Nickelback goes in now for Los Angeles as they're expecting pass on third down, the long 6, short 7.
Let's go, babe.
Herschel Walker goes in motion, having come into the ball game on the last play. Now Bobby Scott steps away from center. He took a look at the Los Angeles defensive alignment. They'd bunched 6 people in there, and it stuck 2 linebackers. They're looking literally at an 8-man front. And Bobby, having survived 11 years in this business, said, wait a minute. Oh. I'm going to go to the sidelines and see if I can get me some bodyguards. So he calls timeout with 9:53 to go in the third quarter. There's a score that we gave you earlier from one of the other games on opening day for the USFL. Philadelphia leading Denver in the third quarter by a 10-0 score. And Chicago-Washington, it's Chicago over Washington 21-0 in the third quarter of play. So George Allen's blitz getting out big over Ray York's Washington Federals. Right here it's 20-9 Los Angeles. Third down, about 7. Larry Coffey in motion. Victor Hicks. He waited and waited and waited. I think Victor got a cramp. He finally had to make a move because
he was running out of room.
Bobby took so long in changing the call again that Hicks just couldn't hang in there all that time, I guess.
That's a big problem, and Hicks just jumps outside. When you send a man in motion and you start to change your play, that man in motion is not going to hear that play call.
That's right.
And Coffey, he's running towards the sideline.
Yeah, he was running off, about to go off the field.
Just running away from whatever it was Bobby was thinking about and talking about. We see the stats here. Again, L.A. first downs, possessing 3 more first downs, and surprisingly enough, having the edge by 37 yards in the running game.
Bodie. Third down and 12 now for New Jersey. Scott has time. He goes down the middle. He's got a man. Oh, a solid hit. But Tom McConaughey sees the football for the first time today, and the young man from Central Arkansas comes down with it. And he took a wallop, but he brought it down.
Again,
say it again.
This secondary that they're playing, right here, the Express, you need 2 guys deep. Now that creates a big hole in the middle, and Tom McConaughey just drifts into that hole, and he drifts right into a defensive back. Let's take another look. Bobby comes back, and he's reading it right now, knows who's going to be open, lofts it right inside that open seam.
McConaughey was cut very late by the New York Jets in 1982. This time the Los Angeles defense read the play well, led by Eddie Weaver and Junior Filiunga. And that's 257 pounds and 260 pounds, and you will fall when those fellas get a hold of you.
Fall easily.
Eddie, having played at Georgia, was on the team with Herschel Walker. And Junior Filiunga, having played at Brigham Young University for Lavelle Edwards. 8 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. Second down. Just about 11 for New Jersey. Quick pop by Bobby Scott, deflected at the line of scrimmage. Looked like number 77 got his hand up. That's big Charles Filio. Filio, 6'9", 290 from Texas Southern.
6'9" is a lot of man to be on that line trying to pass over.
The ball is sitting at the 45. It is third down and still about 11. Now Los Angeles drops off. They had a man up in the middle. Now they peel him back down the middle. And Scott goes short over the middle. It's knocked up in the air, and it is intercepted on the reflection. Deflected up into the air, and Eric Scoggins, laying flat of his back, makes the catch belt buckle high.
A great play by Scoggins. He tips the ball, lying on his back, he makes the catch. Somehow, that great athletic ability of Eric Scoggins is coming through. Matter of fact, that catch reminded me of one I made some years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Here's Bobby dropping back to pass. They're in the 3 deep zone, and Scoggins reading him here. You see there, he tips it up, he's falling down, but always aware where the ball is. Rolls over and makes the catch.
Fourth New Jersey turnover. We've got a timeout. All defensive linemen for Los Angeles. They've deflected him 3 times today. Last time they intercepted it. So it's first down for Los Angeles, just short of the 45-yard line. Here's Anthony Davis breaking a tackle, almost squirting out of there. Anthony picks up 3, maybe 4 yards on the carry. 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ron Sewell, one of the inside linebackers, talking to Pokey Allen, defensive coach there for Los Angeles. The defensive coordinator for the Express, Steve Schaefer, was hired away by the Los Angeles Rams. Added to John Robinson's staff. John had tried to get Rich Brooks from Oregon. He didn't take it. And So he wound up getting Steve Schaefer. A young man came over to Los Angeles Express from the San Diego State college team. Here's Ramsey rolling, going to the sideline, and trying to get out of bounds before he would take a lick, but he got bumped some as he tumbles out by Dana Noel. Again, to just reflect on some of the things that we've been talking about from the beginning, since this is a different football league, the USFL. A couple of the rules differences are you do have the privilege of the two-point conversion if you so choose. They are using a one-inch kicking tee. Offensive pass interference is a 10-yard penalty from the point of snap. Defensive pass interference, 15 yards from the point of the snap. If it's deliberate, then they'll penalize you from the point of foul, or make it effective from the point of the foul. Here's a handoff, and big gain by LaRue Harrington. LaRue Harrington, 225-pounder, kept his feet working for him and then broke a tackle and gets a first down at the New Jersey 40.
Here we see him again. Pops to the line. Again, a great job here by the offensive lines. You can see they're driving people back 5-6 yards up the line. Rod showed in there, just being driven from the line of scrimmage.
Hugh Campbell thought his defensive line was going to be the primary strength. I think he's got to be pleasantly surprised the way the offensive unit's been able to get things moving around. That big number 80 that just shifted up into the slot and now comes back in motion is Vic Rakshani, who played at Southern California. And the handoff goes to another ex-Trojan, Anthony Davis, who pops in there for a good 3 yards. Here's Tim Brent.
Keith Herschel Walker has not been playing that much in the second half. I spoke with him at the end of the first half. He said he felt fine physically, but I just talked with Bobby Scott, the quarterback. He says Herschel's a little bit tired. They are going to save him until later in the ball game.
Well, it's hot day, and I don't think anybody could have imagined early. In fact, the forecast was not, I don't think, for this warm a day. It's got to be up in the middle 70s by now down on the floor of the Coliseum. Kevin Williams goes in motion, hit behind the line of scrimmage. Fine defensive play. Number 56, Rod Schote, Oklahoman, who played 7 years in the NFL, shooting through there to make the tackle. As a matter of fact, he played for Chuck Fairbanks.
I played against him for several years, Keith, in college when we played Oklahoma here at the Coliseum and against the New England Patriots. He's a tough, dedicated athlete, good speed, and very, very aggressive.
It is 3rd down and 7. Tony Bodie is in there along with Davis now. So they've got 2 pass-catching possibilities coming out of the backfield as Ramsey stands up quickly, goes complete. It was just a bit too long for Mr. Hayes.
The entire New Jersey defense was up on the line of scrimmage, faking a blitz, something that Chuck Fairbanks did often in New England. And at the last minute, they backed out, giving the appearance of a man-to-man on the outside, prompting this kind of play. And as you see, the safety is still there, coming over deep. But with all that in mind, he still was very, very close to making that catch.
Glenn Walker is in to punt now for Los Angeles. Last time he hit it was 44. First time he hit it was 27. This is his 3rd punt. He hangs it up there, trying to kill it deep, and knocks it out of bounds. They're going to mark him up around about the 13. 25-yard punt, but still effective because the New Jersey Generals are backed up at their own 13-yard line, trailing in the ball game by a 20-9 score. 20-9, 5.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Of course, losing a linebacker at this time, Keith, doesn't help them overall because they're very weak at that position.
Yes, 5-man front right now for Los Angeles. Herschel Walker back in the lineup. Bobby Scott in trouble. He is caught behind the line of scrimmage in the grasp of the defender and down at the 4-yard line, and give Greg Fields from Grambling the call on the play. He came untouched.
Big Greg Fields wasn't fooled by the play action here. He comes up. He's supposed to go for the play action, but he just goes right in. No one blocks him. I don't know if anyone was supposed to have blocked him. I think he was supposed to get fooled by the play action. Yeah. But he makes a very smart play.
There's got to be somebody unblocked out there. And in this particular instance, it was Greg Fields, and it was a mismatch. But he's a big horse. From the 4. Up to about the 9 goes Dwight Sullivan, the big fullback. And Charlie Filiaw, Eddie Weaver, banging at about the 8-yard line.
Keith, we were talking about this a little bit during the commercials, but this young LA team is getting more and more confident, much more aggressive in the second half, and they just seem to be growing, swelling with confidence as the game goes on.
Got to be willing these days in professional football, if you're playing that corner position particularly, and oftentimes the linebacking, you got to be willing to take a chance.
Absolutely. No chance, no glory.
Third down and about 15. On the goal line, Bobby Scott looking. Over the middle he goes. Hits his man, Victor Hicks. And Hicks is across the 30 to the 33, and a first down for the New Jersey Generals.
Great protection by the New Jersey line this time, giving Scott plenty enough time to let that play develop, allowing the receiver to get downfield. You see he scrambles a bit, but while the zones are developing, while the players are getting an opportunity to run their patterns, here he comes. Hicks gets underneath, makes the catch, and he's having a good day so far.
I'll say Victor's caught 5 for 73. He may be at getting close to a career high. First down from the 33. And that's Herschel Walker. And Walker's got about 3. Maybe a little more than that. He is deceptive. You know, Hugh Campbell made the comment earlier that you look out there and you see him getting the ball and you see somebody knock him down and you suddenly realize that he got 5 or 6.
Oh, absolutely. Strong man. It's that quick acceleration, and it just comes in bursts. You don't notice it until actually he's down, and you see how many yards he has.
Well, you're right there. You got almost 6 yards. He's now at 50 on 13 carries. Got it again. Cut it back. Accelerates for a first down up to the 45. Well, they had expected, based on their 20-plus thousand season ticket sales, they had anticipated a crowd of 35,000 today. You know what they got? Remember, it was rainy this morning and kind of an ugly-looking day, but the forecast turned to be correct and turned out to be a beautiful afternoon. So their crowd is 34,002. Not bad.
That's a good opening day crowd.
Yep. Larry Coffey now in the backfield along with Maurice Carthen for New Jersey. Carthen, a rookie out of Arkansas State. One of Larry Lacewell's players. A little swing pass out to the left side, trying to get Coffey out there one-on-one. Well, they got him one-on-one, and all he could do is get back to the line of scrimmage where Scotty Byers brought him down.
Scotty Byers made an excellent play there, coming up to just cut off all possibility of making any move to get downfield. Keith, Bobby Scott earlier said that Herschel might have been a little bit tired, but I wonder if Herschel was on the sideline, looked over to the coach and said, I think I'd like to play a little bit more.
I wouldn't doubt it. He's a competitor. Scott now 15 out of 22 for 149 yards in the ball game. Again, Los Angeles dancing around in its defensive posture, and Scott straight back to throw it. Has all day, goes to the sideline, and it is incomplete. The pass intended for Mike Freedy. Got 1 minute and 39 seconds to play in the third quarter.
The defense, again, for the Express's secondary is doing an excellent job of disguising coverages and mixing them up. Here, they're getting back deep in the zone. The safety has been moving around to disguise it, but look how the zone gets back deep and spreads out, covering the entire football field.
Third down for the Generals and 10. Got Larry Brodsky, the man to the bottom of the picture, out of the picture right now. Brodsky hasn't had much of a call today. They go the other way again, and it works. Freedy finally gets his hands on it, gets one thrown to the numbers, and the big 205-pounder from Indiana brings it down for a first down. Brought down by David Krudip.
The entire line was up. This was a blitz here, and Scott makes, I believe, called an audible here, makes a good adjustment here with the receiver coming in on the slant. Now, Krudip played him off, played him soft, gave him too much room to the inside. In that situation, the cornerback has got to play him close to the vest to stop the quick pass.
Krudip is only 5'7", too. So he weighs 175 pounds. He's given away quite a bit in height. On the first down at the Los Angeles 42, short pass, Brodsky. And Brodsky takes it down to about the 32 before Al Burleson brings him down. Less than a minute to go now in the third quarter, with Los Angeles leading New Jersey 20-9, and the Generals now beginning to move it rather smartly down the field.
I think that's a little bit of that experience we talked about Bobby Scott having there. Anytime that secondary is going to get that deeper drop, as the Express have done so far, and playing good defense doing it, you've got to go underneath them. You've got to send the backs or the tight end or receiver on the delay route underneath those linebackers and hope he gets a little running room to make the big yardage.
Change stretched. Just short. We've got a first quarter score from another opening game today in the USFL. 50-yard touchdown pass has put Oakland out in front of Arizona 7-0.
50-yard touchdown pass. I'm surprised, Keith. We haven't seen a great deal of the big bombs, the trick plays that usually come with the beginning of a new league.
Seen more running than I thought we'd see.
Absolutely. A very conservative, consistent offensive and defensive game plan so far. The old American League, when they first came out, it was bombs away.
Well, at least nobody's thrown deep all day here. I mean, really reared back and let it go. And there's a trip. But it might be just enough for the first down. The ball was carried by Larry Coffey, and he sort of lost his footing as he banged into his own man to get going, but got just enough for the first down. So put it at the Los Angeles 31, make it a first down for the Generals as we have 10 seconds to go in the third quarter, and New Jersey may be content here to let it run out.
Get a chance to get a little extra rest here.
Third quarter is over. You're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports. Our score, Los Angeles 20, New Jersey 9. And we'll be back for the fourth quarter after this message and a word from your local station. As we get ready for the final period of play, very, very close in total yards now, but the big numbers, Lynn Swan, are the turnovers.
And I don't think we're real surprised, really, that some team, that New Jersey or any one of these teams has turned the ball over so many times. The first game getting adjusted to play, but surprised that there's only one by the Express.
15 minutes to go. First down, New Jersey. Bobby Scott fakes it to Walker, drops back to throw the ball. His shirt tail, but pulls away. Still looking. Now he's going to get hammered. Number 51, Eric Scoggins said, "Now wait a minute, Mr. Scott. If you're going to go out for a walk in the park, I
might get mugged." And he got mugged right there. He had excellent protection. Time to throw, but the secondary did a great job on covering the receivers. The play action holding the linebackers a bit, but then as his pocket begins to collapse and give way, and he sprints to the outside, in and out of the grasp of one player, Scoggins just comes up and nails him. Now, I am surprised with all of Scott's experience, he didn't throw that ball away sooner.
Second down, 18. Maurice Carthen in the backfield now, along with Coffey. That's Coffey in motion, and back goes Scott. A little better protect. No, didn't hit it. I was going to say that it had protection, but then about that time, Dennis Edwards broke the block and reached in and got him. And so now New Jersey being backed up by the Los Angeles defense. It's getting rougher and rougher as the day goes on.
Dennis Edwards feeling more comfortable here on his home turf, being from USC. Here the pocket's doing pretty good, but then just gives way right here in the middle. And Scott tries to step up to the pocket and meets a little confrontation.
My gosh, he started first down out to 31, and now he's sitting back on a 45. So he's looking at 24 yards on third down. Deep drop, gets it off over the middle, and it is caught just short of the first down by Mark Slauson. And Bobby Scott will never throw a better pass than that.
Bobby Scott does a great job here. He's going against a three-deep zone again, and he just waits for his receiver to pop open in the seam between the safety and the corner, makes a good catch, kept the ball low, so only the receiver would have a chance to make the catch.
And it's fourth down and 4.5. Dave Jacobs is on for a 43-yard field goal try out of Mark Freedy's hole with 12:40 to play in a ball game. Jacobs has hit one from 38 yards today. High snap. Hole looks all right. The kick's long enough, and it's hooked. No good. He hooked it out. And with 12.5 minutes to play, New Jersey is turned away from a score with Los Angeles holding on to its 20-9 lead. Dave Jacobs, field goal try from 43 yards, just hooked out of the uprights. Ball was snapped from the 25. That's where the Los Angeles Express will get the ball. 12.5 minutes to play in the game. Los Angeles sitting on an 11-point lead, and Tom Ramsey may just very well have assumed the starting quarterback's role here in the opening ball game. Ramsey now getting a little pressure from the blind side. Looks upfield, gets his pass off, and his pass is incomplete. He didn't really have anybody to throw to. He was finally decided he might give Ricky Ellis a chance, but Ellis couldn't get to it.
Number 43, Reggie Mathis, the inside linebacker, did a good job playing in his pass coverage. He came, dropped back deep, felt the receiver behind him, and just ran with him, stayed underneath him, so it wouldn't be an easy pass, and resulted in the incomplete.
2nd and 10 from the 25. Ramsey still has it. To the sidelines. Too far to the sidelines to Kevin Williams. He was out of bounds when the ball arrived. New Jersey, Swanee, had the ball in their last possession for 8 minutes and 3 seconds and came away empty.
Well,
now you can't hold the ball for 8 minutes and not get something out of it, or you're going to get beat.
Especially when you're behind. Let's take a look at Ramsey here again, using his mobility to get to the outside. He's got a receiver open, just threw it a little bit late. But when you're behind by 11 points and you possess the ball for 8 minutes, you have to come away with something. I think you have to open up your offense a little bit more at this point.
3rd down and 10. Ramsey going to the sidelines. Williams stopped, turned back, and Ramsey had let the ball go, and obviously they had misconnections on that call.
Absolutely. The cornerback came up. Terry Daniels comes up, and he just chucks him a little bit here. Right there, pushes him out, throws it timing off. Now he's looking for the ball, but the ball has already been thrown. I think the quarterback felt he was going deep, an adjustment possibly to that kind of pass coverage.
Ben Walker now for the punt. The wind's at his back. He gets it up, hangs it pretty well, not all that long. And a fair catch call for New Jersey at the 45, a 30-yard punt. And so the New Jersey Generals get the ball back, good field position, trailing by 11 points with 12:03 to play. Here scores from other games in the opening day action of the United States Football League. Oakland getting a 50-yard pass play to lead 7-0 first quarter. Philadelphia leading Denver by a score of 13-0. Dave Trott has added a 29-yard field goal. Tampa Bay beat Boston 21-17. And here we go with Bobby Scott rolling out for the New Jersey Generals. Throws, the pass is incomplete, intended for Victor Hicks.
In and out of his hands. He had a chance to catch it, just bobbled it a bit there. Goes incomplete.
I guess you're wondering about some of the crowds around the league. You see Washington Chicago leading Washington in the nation's capital 28-0. Washington has a crowd of 38,010. Tampa Bay drew 42,437 today, and we have 34,002 here in Los Angeles. So everybody's above the 30,000 mark for the opening day of the new league. 2nd down and 10. New Jersey, ball at their 45. Back goes Bobby Scott. Goes over the middle with it. He had a man. It is intercepted as he overthrew it. It's picked off by Scotty Myers. 2nd interception of the day for Myers. He had his man down there. Looked like Mark Slauson, and he just simply overthrew it. And right into Myers' hands, and it's the 5th turnover.
That interception is a classic example of team football. Here on the replay, we see great pressure by the defensive line. Everybody's rushing in here. Big number 99 comes in there, puts some pressure on. She steps up and throws. He doesn't get it off clearly. There's number 42, Scotty Byers, who's in position to make the interception and does a fine job here returning the ball.
And now with 11 minutes and 47 seconds to play, Los Angeles has it on the New Jersey side of the field at the 49. Tom Ramsey, the quarterback. Ramsey gives it to LaRue Harrington. He gets a couple of yards. Let's pick up Tim Brown on the sidelines.
Keith, Scott Byers, he's got 2 interceptions today. What do you know out there?
Well, it's over to stay deep. Read the quarterback, break on the ball. I got a good break on the ball. Picked off the interception.
Looks like you're mixing them up, combination zones and man.
Yeah, a little bit. We do a little bit of blitzing, mostly zone, though.
Okay, Scotty Byers, back up to you, Keith.
All right, thanks very much, Tim. In case we've got a timeout call for an injured player, Coach Chuck Fairbanks of the New Jersey Generals chose not to let us talk to his players during the course of the ball game. It's obviously his choice. The center for the Los Angeles Express, Carl Allen, shaken up on that last play. Time was taken for him. He's coming out of there, and Pat Cornelius, a 260-pounder out of Utah State and a rookie, goes in to replace Carl Allen. Carl, of course, having played at Cal State Long Beach. Tom Ramsey would like very much. In fact, everybody on that Los Angeles side of the field would like to see the Express stick it in the end zone now. That would give them a little breathing room. Because remember, you've still got that two-point conversion to fuss with. New Jersey sticks in the end zone and get a field goal. I mean, they're right there. So the ball game is very much alive with only an 11-point differential. Here's Ramsey handing the ball off. It goes to Bodie, Tony Bodie, who has been very quiet here in the second half. He should be well rested. I don't think he played more than 3 or 4 plays in the whole third quarter.
Not very much. Anthony Davis is in the ball game, getting a lot of time so far in the second half.
Matter of fact, New Jersey had the ball more than.
That's interesting that New Jersey has the ball for 8 minutes, and they're running the ball. They don't get a touchdown. LA gets the ball. They try a couple of quick passes, and the ball is turned over. I would think LA would want to possess the ball that 8 minutes. Yep. It seems there's a little role reversal here.
They were throwing it, but now they're trying to run it. And here is Wilbert Haslett trying for the first down for Los Angeles. He ought to be close to it. Looks like he's down around the 39-yard line. They got to go very close to the 38 to get the first down. Clock is stopped now at 10:48 to play.
It's close, but I think he has it. Oh, maybe no, he doesn't.
Don't think so. Looking at the crowd numbers that we gave you earlier, you can see the big crowd was at Denver, 45,000. There had been some talk that they might have well up into the 60s, but remember they had a fierce snowstorm over there. And we had also been led to think that they might have a pretty good-sized crowd in Tampa. They may have had rain down there, too, because it's been kind of cold and wet and so forth. It well be that the prettiest day of the bunch turned out to be right here in Los Angeles. It was a first down, as you saw there. So the Los Angeles Express now with the ball. First down just outside the New Jersey 38. Bodie is the deep man out of the I formation. Harrington, the short man. Pitch goes to Bodie. Give that ball off to Kevin Williams. He can fly, and he's got no place to go. Coming up, Mike Williams, number 29, to bring him down.
Mike Williams did a great job coming up on this tackle. Strong defensive back from Texas A&M. A little bit on the small side, but has excellent speed, good quickness, and good hands when he has to go up for the interception.
Mike was chosen by the Washington Redskins back in 1978. He went off and played with the Hamilton Tiger Cats and Toronto Argonauts up in the Canadian Football League for a time, but now he's back at home playing in the USFL, and he just picked Kevin up and slammed him down. Over the middle. Ramsey's pass intended for Ricky Ellis is deflected and falls away incomplete. And again, Mike Williams is involved in the play. Ramsey burned that one in there. He put some zip on it.
He put some zip on it. Going back to that reverse, he threw a great block for Kevin Williams. Cut a defensive lineman just right down to the ground, even though it didn't help Kevin Williams get very far.
Ramsey now is 7 out of 18, and he has missed 5 in a row. Want to put it up again. Goes short, goes to Bodie. Bodie gets to the outside, and he is short of the first down as he is dropped right about the 33.
That's a good, safe pass against the defense they saw there. The New Jersey defensive secondary, the backs, dropped 3 of them, got back deep in the zone, and then the linebackers and a corner came up and covered the receivers man-to-man. The 2 backs came out of the backfield crisscross. He just hit Tom Bodie underneath.
They're going on 4th down and 5. Bodie goes in motion. Ramsey looks at him, throws to him, and it is incomplete. The coverage seemed to get there a little bit quick. Linebacker came across and got a hold of him Real quick, Rod Schultz, but he got away with it.
And the fans are sharing that assessment, Keith. Here's Ramsey rolling out the same pass, same pattern that Bodie got for a touchdown there. The ball is in the air. Now, there you see it right there. Rod Schultz seemed to be pretty well on his back before the ball arrived.
I've seen a lot of ball games where that one would have gotten a flag. It's on the 33 of New Jersey. First down for the Generals. They have 8 minutes and 56 seconds to work with. Time back in now. 33-yard line for the New Jersey Generals. Los Angeles putting the ball in the air, unable to run it very effectively here in the second half. And now Ramsey seemingly having lost contact with his receivers. He has not had a very good second half after making a very dramatic entrance and helping Los Angeles get out to a 20-9 lead. Ramsey is now 8 out of 20. On first down, Bobby Scott back to throw. Goes to the 47-yard line for Tom McConaughey. So McConaughey gets his second opportunity to catch the ball and comes up with a first down for New Jersey.
Come on, big man.
Now here's Tim Brent.
Standing with Tom Ramsey, Keith, and Tom, 8:50, 8:33 left on the clock now. You've been passing a little bit more than I thought you would this late. You going to run the clock out?
Well, we're going to just try and conserve, just try and run up the clock as much as we can. Whether it's run or pass, we're just trying to get as many yards as possible.
Okay, Tommy. Back to you, Keith.
Coffey goes in motion. Obviously, Scott was checking off because Coffey almost ran out of real estate. Scott checks off, and the pass is almost intercepted by Krudip for Los Angeles.
Dave Krudip did a good job placing himself in excellent position to take a chance at that interception just outside that receiver, diving inside. Again, Bobby Scott audibleizing while he's got a man in motion makes it difficult for Coffey. He audibles, sees his receiver, fires it in, but then there's David Krudip, who just makes an excellent play coming back underneath.
Pass intended for McConaughey. Scott now 19 out of 30, 204 yards. He's had 3 interceptions. Send Coffey in motion again. And on second down and 10, go short over the middle. The pass is complete to Sam Bowers, the tight end, 6'4", 240, a rookie out of Fordham.
Good job by Bowers just coming across the middle, a little short pass. After he makes a catch here, nothing spectacular about the move, just underneath the zone. He's trying to fight his way up for more yardage, but the important thing is he doesn't lose any yardage. Doesn't double back.
The clock running at 7:40 to go in the ball game. Third down and 3 for New Jersey. And Herschel Walker not in there. He has not played a whole lot in the second half. Scott short over the middle. And it's caught by Coffey. This time Larry Coffey got to stay in the neighborhood and got involved in some of the action as he made the catch. Good for the first down for the Generals.
Now they're just playing good, smart football. As Coffey just comes out of the backfield, gets underneath the linebackers who have been dropping back fairly deep all day. That particular drop wasn't quite as deep, but Coffey is still able to get underneath to pick up 4 or 5 yards for the first down.
.42-yard line of Los Angeles. 20-9, Los Angeles leading, and Scott goes to the sidelines, and McConaughey is right there. Beautifully thrown pass, well-run pattern. First down, New Jersey, Los Angeles 24.
Tom McConaughey doing a good job as he gets inside. Now if he gets inside, that cornerback is still looking inside as he doubles back around behind him, gets into the short zone and steps out of bounds to stop the clock.
And some changes being made defensively now by Los Angeles. Charles Filyaw goes into the lineup. Get a little more size. Charlie was in there, batted that ball around a couple of times today. 6'9", 290. They've got to get a little pressure now on Scott. He's starting to pick him. On a roll this time. Pressure from the backside, and it's almost intercepted by Greg Fields as Mike Fox was blitzing from the blind side and almost got in.
Oh, he almost got him there. He came in with great speed. I think there was an excellent play call by the LA Express defense. Here you see it right here. He comes in from the blind side, and he is just hauling because he knows he's got to get there quick because they're playing that tough man-to-man coverage. And just as he gets there, Bobby Scott's able to throw the ball away, but then the pressure almost causes the interception.
He didn't throw it away. What he did was he threw it right to Greg Fields, and now we know why Greg plays defense. He had it right in his hands. It's 2nd down and 10. Los Angeles dropping out of there. First 2, then 4 men drop back, and Scott goes over the middle with it. Incomplete. The intended receiver, Sam Bowers, rolls an eye over toward the official to see about interference. No call. Sorry, Sam.
I believe Sam thought he was tripped a little bit there.
Oh, I thought he was too, frankly.
So see him now going right down inside the corner, just outside the shoulder of the safety.
Well, there's no contact above. I can't see anything there, so if there was a trip, it was accidental. Mike Fox and Scotty Byers doing the coverage. It's 3rd down and 10, New Jersey at the Los Angeles 24. 6.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Los Angeles leading 20-9. Oh, they stay in an 8-man front. Got the pressure on. He loops it in a hurry. It is intercepted on Justin. And Justin is hauled down at the 8. I want to tell you, Swanee, that took some guts to make that kind of a call, but there's a penalty flag down, and we may have ourselves a little old penalty here that'll swing this ball game around some.
A great call, a gutsy call on defense as everybody was coming and left them in the man-to-man coverage. Tyrone Justin makes a great play here, picking the ball off, but all for naught as there is a unnecessary roughness penalty on the play.
Roughing the passer.
Rushing the passer.
Justin picks it off, intended for McConaughey. Charles Filia and company were all coming, and Bobby Scott got buried in the avalanche. And in the judgment of the officials, the rush was a little too rough.
I don't know. I don't think I could have made that call, Keith. It seemed to me that they came in, they couldn't slow the rush down. It's a blitz. They're playing aggressive football. They made the hit.
New Jersey owns the ball. 1st down near the Los Angeles 12. Give that ball out to Larry Coffey, and Coffey gets it down to the 10 before Alvin Burleson brings him down. They gained about 2 yards on the play. 6 minutes left to play in the ball game. 20-9. Los Angeles is leading. Boy, I thought, you know, it's fun to see the old defensive coach have the privilege of doing a little gambling himself like that, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I'm frankly surprised we didn't see more of it in the ball game.
I am too. We will in time, I suspect. 2nd down, 8 from the 10. Scott back. Got nobody on that side of the field to throw to. Now he's got a man in the middle, and he could just barely see the color white. There was so much blue all over. Sam Bowers. He was trying to get Bowers, who's 6'4", 240, into a mismatch down there with Mike Fox and Scotty Byers, both of them standing at 5'11", but they kind of sawed old Sam off a little.
Well, he had Sam coming across the middle. In this situation, he felt if he threw it in there with a lot of power, either Sam would catch it or maybe he could just knock it down, and just a little bit too much coverage. Poor Sam couldn't even get a hand on it.
Yeah, Tyrone Justin had come over to join the party, too. So it's 3rd down and 8 from the 10. 5.5 minutes to play in the ball game.
370.
Loops it to the corner. Touchdown. McConaughey.
That may be the most dominant pass play called close to the end zone, especially with bump and run coverage in professional football. You get a one-on-one situation. All it is running strictly on an angle, running away from the defender to the outside. Quarterback lays up excellent pass here by Bobby Scott over the defender. Great job making the catch for the touchdown.
The defender, Wyman Henderson. McConaughey, 6'2", 180. Henderson, 5'11", 182. A little bit of an edge in size, but the ball was perfectly thrown by Bobby Scott, and they're going for 2. Scott on a roll, no chance. No chance. Sewell. Count is on Bobby Scott. Ron Sewell coming on a linebacker blitz from the inside, hit the New Jersey quarterback before Bobby had a chance to get rid of the ball. So they gamble for 2 points, and they come away empty, and it's a 20-15 ball game.
Sewell took that ball and ran down to about the 40-yard line. I think for a second he thought he could get some points out of it. Here it is again. He's going for the 2 points. Little play action, rollout pass. Great pressure here. Didn't fool anyone there. Sewell just picks it off, makes sure Coffey can't come back and make the play.
Greg Fields, the guy that caught it, big 99, he's the one that had the ball thrown to him earlier and didn't catch that one. But this one, you couldn't return. He's all over that one, wasn't he?
That's something.
But it was Sewell who made the big play.
That was the case, Keith, of going for the 2 points, knowing that if they got the 2 points here, they'd only be down by a field goal, and a field goal would allow them to tie up the game, and if they got in the field position on the next series of drives.
The score is 20-15. New Jersey now will kick off to Los Angeles. You've got plenty of time. Remember now, in the USFL, in the final 2 minutes of each half, the clock stops each time a first down is made. Change a move. So that gives you a little more time to work with. 5:24 to play in the ball game. And the Los Angeles offense has been pretty quiet.
It's been very quiet. The last 2 drives, the LA Express have not moved the ball very well. Matter of fact, they seem to be a little bit lax. Very often you play a game, you get out to a quick lead, you feel your confidence, and your concentration doesn't stay on the same level as when you're struggling or when you don't know what to expect from the other team.
Lonnie Turner and Mike Fox are the deep people. And it is Turner. Turner returning it for Los Angeles out to about the 22, where he is brought down. And now the Express had better get themselves some offense generated here, or the New Jersey Generals could pick their pocket.
Ramsey going back in. I'm sure he'd just like to complete a couple of passes here. I don't think he really wants to go to the air too soon. If I were Ramsey, I think maybe I just take advantage of the way the offensive line has been handling them on the running game.
Well, he's got Bodie in there now with LaRue Harrington. Bodie had a big first half, has been relatively quiet in the second half. That's Kevin Williams going in motion. Ramsey gives it to Bodie. Bodie gets outside on the left side and gets up about the 27, where Reggie Mathis brings him down along with Costa.
Keith, we haven't talked much about conditioning in this ball game, but this is the first game and there have been no preseason games, so they're really working themselves into shape. Next Sunday, telecast will be the New Jersey against Philadelphia. Should be a good ball game. Come on, Tommy!
Ramsey to Harrington. And Harrington is caught by Costa. Costa hit him first, and then support help came along to keep him from picking up very much. He is short of the first down. The ball is just short of the 29. They've got to go to just about the 32. So they need just about 3 yards on third down and 4:10 to play in the ball game.
Ramsey is 8 for 20 for 118 yards at this point, passing the ball. Only three long 3 yards he could have to run.
Going to run it, Bodie. Oh, he's close. I don't think he made it. I don't think he made it.
I don't think so either.
I think New Jersey's going to get that football now. Kostick made the big hit for the Generals. And you've got clock stopped at 3:53 to play in the ball game. As Hugh Campbell now growing concerned on the sideline. Los Angeles offense was operating very smoothly in the first half. The defense was playing with a great deal of abandon in the second half and doing very well, but the offense suddenly turned unproductive for them, and it is fourth down. So now there might be a little jawboning going on here because New Jersey is going to have plenty of time when they get that ball back.
Absolutely. And here, with such excellent field position, it's not a matter of do I get a field goal to tie up the ball game. They're in that position to go in to get the touchdown, to go ahead.
Well, at this point, to win the game, perhaps. It would certainly, if a touchdown now would give them, it would give them 22-20 if they were successful, make it 23-20. Fourth down. Look at this. Look at this. They didn't make it. They stuffed him on fourth down and a foot. They try to get the first down, and they don't get it. New Jersey jumped all over them. Matter of fact, they lost on the play, and Los Angeles comes up with an enormous gamble late in the ball game, and New Jersey gets the ball first down at the Los Angeles 31.
Keith, that may be the biggest gamble of the game yet. Forget the blitzes, forget the interceptions. That play was a gamble. Maybe he should have punted the ball and relied on that defense and the aggressive style of football they've been playing to hold the New Jersey team.
All right. That's a little shocking. Well, obviously, Herschel Walker is in the New Jersey lineup. We've got a timeout called by Los Angeles. So now, with 3 minutes and 48 seconds to play in this ball game, it's pretty simple, isn't it?
Well, they've got Herschel Walker back in the ball game because I think they want to place as much stress and tension on the minds of that defense as much as possible, in addition to having his great ability in there. They could very well just send Walker to one side, hope that people follow him over there and throw the ball, run the ball back to the other side.
Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining, 3 minutes and 48 seconds to play. Los Angeles leading by a score of 20-15. Still 7-0 Oakland over Arizona. That's in the second quarter of play now. And Philadelphia leading Denver. Tampa beat Boston 21-17. And Chicago winning big over Washington 28-0. That game's just about over. So George Allen's Chicago Blitz get out to a 28-0 lead, and looks like they're going to win in convincing style. It's a typical Allen start. All right, from the 31 of Los Angeles, big chance here for New Jersey. Scott gives the ball to Herschel Walker. He's got some help coming around the corner, and he's down to the Los Angeles 25. Danny Rich made the tackle. Well, I am sure that it was Hugh Campbell who made the call to go on fourth down and a foot. Los Angeles on their own 31.5 didn't make it. Turning the ball over to New Jersey at the Los Angeles 31. Herschel Walker now runs for 6, second down and 4. Scott gives the ball off inside, and Maurice Carthen carries it. Maybe a yard. I got to give the ball to Herschel Walker right here, Swanee.
Absolutely. Give it to Herschel Walker. Let him use the speed. I'd let him just run to the outside. Run to the wide side of the field. I think Herschel Walker, because of his great talent, inspires people to do a better job for him. We talk about his physical ability, but his ability to emotionally inspire these ball players to do a better job.
He just came out. Thomas Locke went in. Carthen, pretty good blocking, first down. He is inside the 15, down to the Los Angeles 12. It's first down, New Jersey, as Carthen, 225-pounder out of Arkansas State, played for Larry Lacewell. Now that call on fourth and a foot, it's bigger. Herschel Walker comes back into the lineup as Larry Coffey goes off the field for New Jersey. First down, New Jersey at the Los Angeles 12. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Stops the clock. We'll be right back for the finish. 2 minutes to play in the football game. Los Angeles 20, New Jersey 15. It is first down, New Jersey at the Los Angeles 12. The whole opportunity really developed for New Jersey when Hugh Campbell decided to go on fourth and a foot from his own 31.5. And big Tom Woodland stuffed the ball carrier for Los Angeles, and New Jersey started at the Express 31. Bobby Scott sets him up. To Walker. And Walker is hit perhaps behind the line of scrimmage. Scoggins, Sewell. leading the defensive surge along with Greg Fields. And it looks like a loss of a yard on the carry. Herschel Walker goes out. Carthen and Coffey, the setbacks. 1:30 to play in the ball game. Scott to Carthen. Big hole left side for the 5. And suddenly here's a man, Maurice Carthen, who's played very little in the ball game and running with great power, becoming a very dominant figure.
The outside running game has worked well for New Jersey throughout the day. They're just able to string it out, and the running backs are looking for a hole, for an opening. They need the short yardage, slashing it upfield very quickly. If it's big yardage they're after, stringing it to the outside, hoping to break it outside the pursuit to pick up more of the territory.
That's a New Jersey timeout. They have 1 remaining. We have a final score. Chicago beat Washington 28-7. Los Angeles with 2 timeouts remaining. You've got 1 minute and 5 seconds to play in the ball game. If the Generals can stick it in the end zone, they will obviously assume the lead 21-20. Then a conversion will make it 22-20. If they should decide to go for 2, they could make it 23-20. And they will have, if Los Angeles is unable to come back, they will have stolen the ball game.
Absolutely. I think at this point,
with a little help from Hugh Kemp.
With a little help from Hugh, if they do score the touchdown, I think it would be in their best interest to go for the 2 points, considering the amount of time left, and that if L.A. is going to have any chance of winning the game, they're going to have to drive the length of the field to at least get a touchdown or a field goal, regardless of what happens.
Coffey and Carthen on 3rd down. Scott gets away, gets it off, and completes the pass to Coffey, but Sewell is right there, and Ron Sewell hammered him, and New Jersey calls timeout, spending their last timeout. They had Scott sacked behind the line of scrimmage, and they're going to call it a sack, right? They're going to call it a sack.
I think so. They're calling it that Bobby Scott was in the grasp of a defensive player, and the whistle was blown. Again, a rule that was brought into the league, professional football, to protect the quarterback from the unnecessary roughness of a blindside passing attack, or when he's in the grasp of a receiver struggling to get away.
Yeah, it's close. It's a judgment thing, and goodness knows the people that officiate football games at all level now, with the way the rules are, they're working under such pressure of judgment. Is he in the grasp?
He was in the grasp, but the official didn't really see it as far as how good a grasp he had on him. Dennis Edwards had him just on the shoulder pads, and as he ducked underneath and looped, he freed himself, but the official had already made the call.
Well, that's the 4th sack by Los Angeles. 57 seconds to play in the ball game, but more importantly, from the LA side of things, it's 4th down. It's 4th down and 12 from the 14. New Jersey now with no more timeouts. None. 57 seconds to play in the ball game.
All right.
And New Jersey's got to do something with it right here. Carthen and Coffey are the setbacks. Scott rolls it to the right. Oh, the throw to the corner of the end zone, and he falls out of bounds. How in the world can't you call offensive pass interference when the offensive man, Larry Brodsky, came down and pushed the defensive man down on the ground?
Unbelievable. When Hugh Campbell is sweating out here, watch Brodsky here. He runs down the field, fakes inside. There,
Look
just knocks the cornerback down, and there is no flag thrown. As a receiver, I love it. But
you would.
I would love it. That's right.
Now they've got the possibility of a first down here with 49 seconds to play up. That was absolutely flagrant.
Bobby Scott, he must have a little lucky leprechaun sitting somewhere in his back pocket.
It could be a first down for the Generals. It is not. Emotions here with both teams, as it looked for a moment like New Jersey was going like Brodsky had gotten away with an act of burglary and shoving the defender out of the way after Los Angeles had tried to help New Jersey by making a 4th and 1 call up on their own 31. But it works out that New Jersey's got to give up the football.
Keith, call it poetic justice.
Well, I would say.
Brodsky knocks him down. He doesn't get a clean hand on the ball. He bobbles it. And by bobbling it, doesn't make it to the first down. But it looks like he did make the first down, so maybe the official decided to make up for it in another way.
Now you wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't think that, but maybe I would. I certainly do think that. I think the official may have realized he blew the call and may have spotted the ball back a little bit.
Well, it was an absolute foul on Larry Brodsky, no question about that. Now all Los Angeles has to do is run out the clock. New Jersey with no timeouts remaining in the ball game with 45 seconds to play in the ball game. And the Generals have no timeouts remaining.
Get out of the way, Keith.
And Hugh Campbell tearing out onto the field, having dodged a bullet. And
Keith, there we see it again. What I was talking about.
well, where'd his foot go out of bounds? Now that's a question. He turned around on the sidelines. The one thing I haven't been able to see, if his foot hits a chalk, and when he turned around over there, he's out of bounds where his foot hit, right?
Well, he's out of bounds where his foot hits.
Now he's down there. You would mark where the ball is. But you see that he's right on the chalk, and I don't know but what his foot might not have been on the chalk when he made that spin. We ought to go back and look at that again. But right now, Los Angeles is just simply trying to run out the clock. New Jersey with no timeouts remaining. And the clock is now in motion. Let's go back and look at this play. Now, see, Brodsky's got the ball.
He turns there.
He's down.
He has the first down all the way. So,
well, yeah, and no question but what, you had a foul on Brodsky when he shoved the man down, so they missed that. Now I gotta agree. I think they missed both calls.
So how do we call it? That he missed both calls, and he was trying to make up for the first bad call?
I think you had a fair quote a while ago called poetic justice. Of course, that doesn't fit so well if you're wearing the colors of New Jersey, because the ball game is over, and the Los Angeles Express has won the ball game by a score of 20 to 15. Los Angeles 20, New Jersey 15 on a ball game that ends in a swirl of controversy on opening day for the USFL.